The London Stadium as West Ham United lead Rapid Vienna by a 1-0. Goal scored by Declan Rice on 29 minutes. Deserved lead for West Ham, who started the game much better, showed more attacking intent. Probably would have been a bit disappointed they didn't go for the jugular and really tried to see off the game by half-time. Only a couple of half chances for Rapid Vienna. Myself, Paul Szczerbakowicz and Will Maxwell taking you through the action. Will, we expect to see an improvement here from West Ham just to really get the game under control?
Yes, I think the last thing they need is to sort of sit back on their laurels and accept this 1-0 lead, because no matter what opposition, it's never going to be safe. They really need to attack this Austrian side and get that second goal cushion. It might mean that over the coming minutes or so that David Moyes delves into his bench. It doesn't look like there's been any changes at half-time for either side, but they've got plenty of attacking players that can come on, the likes of Fornals, Bowen and Lanzini, and I think arguably Thomas Souček could be a really important player to bring on, just to shot things in the middle and offer that just a little bit more in the sort of set-piece areas of the field.
Absolutely, but meanwhile, Will, a minute into the second half and we already have our fifth foul from Kevin Wimmer now in the game, and that was a bad one on Andriy Yarmolenko. I'm really surprised. I mean, what is Wimmer going to have to do to get a booking in this game? David Moyes looking a bit perplexed by it all as well. Free kick taken quickly, maybe even too quickly here. West Ham couldn't get enough players into position, but Antonio charging down the right-hand side, appealing for a corner, and the decision does go his way. So it will be a corner kick to West Ham. I should have enough time to at least remind you of the West Ham 11. It's Alphonse Areola in goal with the back four of Ben Johnson, Craig Dawson, Issa Diop and Aaron Cresswell. Mark Noble and Declan Rice are the holding midfielders, with Andriy Yarmolenko, Said Benrahma and Nikola Vlasic as the attacking three, playing behind Mikhail Antonio. I'll do the Rapid Vienna side in just a moment. But right now we're going to see this corner kick, and no surprise to see Diop and Dawson just approaching the 6-yard box. Yarmolenko and Antonio are actually inside the 6-yard box. Declan Rice is lurking there as well. Vlasic is waiting at the edge of the area. The ball is whipped in towards the near post. Good header away there by Grahovac. Ball recycled by Benrahma. Goes out to a Noble on the right-hand side. Cresswell still on that right-hand side. His cross, diving header away, this time by Ullman. Loose ball in midfield now picked up by Petrovic, and Rapid Vienna can bring the ball out here as Fontas tries to play it forward, but his pass doesn't quite get through towards Kara. West Ham back in possession, so it's Paul Gartler in goal for Rapid Vienna, with a back four of Emmanuel Iwu, Leo Gremmel, Kevin Wimmer and Max Ullman. The two holder midfielders Stridan Grahovac and Dejan Petrovic. Three ahead of them are Kelvin Arase, Christoph Knaus-Müller and Sikaris Fontas. Was that problems with that first name? And Erkan Kara is the front man for Rapid Vienna, so no change for either side at half-time. That's great control there from Aras to initially get the ball away from Vlasic, but then Benrahma picks up the loose ball. He plays it square to Vlasic, who shapes for the shot. Well, we almost needed that little deflection there from Yarmolenko, who was very close to it, but the ball in the end trickles through quite easily towards the goalkeeper. In the meantime, there is a player down, and it's Kevin Wimmer. I dare say the West Ham players out on the field aren't going to have too much sympathy for him.
No, not at all, and just trying to see exactly what happened there. It's Yarmolenko just clipping Kevin Wimmer as the ball just goes past both of them. It's very hard to tell from the replays if it is intentional. It would not surprise me if it was, considering the amount of fouls that Wimmer has made on Yarmolenko. It's been a very interesting battle over the course of this game, and Wimmer, not surprised, is completely okay and gets up onto his feet.
Yeah, but he had a bit of a perplexed look as he got up there. It's almost as if to say that he can't believe that there wasn't a booking, which is ironic coming from him. He should have had a yellow card easily in the first half, and that foul on Yarmolenko in the second half probably should have led to a booking in any case. So far we've just had the one booking, and it was Grahovac for the most blatant foul in the first half, stopping a counter-attack. Meanwhile, it is a throw to Rapid Vienna down the right-hand side. Emmanuel Iwu with the throw. Ball gets inside towards Fontas, plays it square to Ullman, who's been closed down by Johnson. Johnson gets a foot in and takes the ball away. And now the loose ball is with Nikola Vlasic, trying to get away from Iwu, and he manages it. So Iwu slides in. Does he get the ball? He does. It was last chance saloon for Iwu, really. If he didn't put the challenge in then I think it looked like Vlasic was going to get away.
Yes, I think he was going to maraud down that left-hand side and maybe get a dangerous ball in. It was a vital tackle made there by the Austrian, and credit to him, he timed it wonderfully well. And it was worked even better now. Rapid Vienna have completely thwarted that attack from West Ham, and they try and start attacking their own, but again a sloppy pass from the Austrians gives possession straight back to West Ham.
That's the trouble, isn't it? They just have to having to rush what they do in the final third, because they've not got the time on the ball that they would like. And West Ham, as I say, they need to capitalise on this. They've got to try and get a second goal, because any team at this level can get an equaliser either from open play or from a set piece or indeed from a mistake. So you have to be sure that you do have that 2-goal cushion. But meanwhile, it's West Ham in possession deep inside their own half. Dawson going square now to Diop. Cresswell on the left-hand side, playing a quick 1-2. Gets the ball now to Vlasic. Vlasic is off down the left-hand side, just stops in his tracks, plays it inside now to Yarmolenko. Yarmolenko now over towards Yarmolenko dispossessed, and it's Ullman now firing the ball away down the left-hand side. Our studio just suddenly been floodlit out of nowhere. We've had problems with the lighting, and suddenly it's gone too bright all of a sudden. But on the field so far, more of the same really in the first 6 minutes of the second half that we saw in the first. West Ham with plenty of possession, but not too much attacking play to show for it.
No, they're playing it all really in front of this Rapid Vienna defence, and it's quite easy for the Austrians to defend against at the moment. They're not really getting the likes of Antonio involved in as much of the game as they would have liked. I can only see this going on for another 10 minutes or so before David Moyes or even Dietmar Kurbauer going towards their substitute bench in order to try and change this game, whilst a rather surprising goal between Tottenham and Mura, that the Slovenian side, Mura have actually pulled a goal back.
They have, and they're trying to Spurs started off blisteringly there with a 2-0 lead and then weren't able to get that third goal to really see the game off, and all of a sudden it's getting a little bit tighter at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs starting the season confidently, just had a little bit of a wobble in the last few games as Erkan chasing a long ball. Erkan Kara chasing a long ball down the right-hand side. Couldn't keep it in play though. It's a Diop now with the throw for West Ham. Going back towards Dawson. Mark Noble needs to put in a good performance today. That's a missed penalty aside. He has just looked a little bit off the pace for West Ham towards the end of last season and the beginning of this season as well.
Yes, he has a little bit, but for the majority, his teammates have been able to sort of dig him out of trouble as Benrahma makes a wonderful play down the left-hand side, using great strength to hold on to the ball, and well, he's been forced out of play. I thought for a brief second that it came off a Rapid Vienna defender last, but yet again Rapid Vienna do enough to win possession back in their defensive third. But past 7 minutes of this second half, it's been it's been quite repetitive really of West Ham getting the ball towards the attacking third, lose it, goes out of play, Rapid Vienna win it back, and then give it straight back to West Ham.
Yep, absolutely. It's a format that's been in play for most of this evening, as Ben Johnson going up for a high ball there, clatters into Max Ullman, then falls very awkwardly on his back. Let's hope there's no serious problems here for the West Ham right back. As we see, he jumps up in the air, and I don't think Ullman does anything wrong there. If anything, you could argue that perhaps Johnson should have taken another 2 steps and jumped up a bit more vertically there.
Yeah, I think Johnson is always looking to get as much air as possible from that jump, and I think with how early Johnson leaps to try and win the ball, Ullman never is given an option to try and go up for it, so he sort of has to stand his ground. It's not like from what we see in the Premier League, Harry Kane is very famous for it, for just keeping his eye on the player and just backing into him in order for him to have a dangerous tumble down. That one, I don't think, like you say, you can put any real blame on a Max Ullman, but Ben Johnson landed very awkwardly there, and he's going to be moving a little bit nimbly for the next.
Yeah, he was hobbling quite a bit when he got up, but he is back on his field now. Didn't need the physio in the end. It's Rapid Vienna in possession. 54 minutes gone at the London Stadium. Independent off-tube studio commentary. West Ham United leading Rapid Vienna by a 1-0. Goal scored by Declan Rice on 29 minutes. But it's Rapid Vienna having to go back towards their own goal here now, as Wimmer plays it short to Grahovac. Back over towards Gremel. Now over on the right-hand side here is Iwu. Early ball down that right-hand channel, looking for the run of Fontas, but Issa Diop gets there first. Fontas charging him down right to the line, but it is going to be out for either a West Ham throw, it might even be out for a West Ham goal kick. Behind the line there, but from West Ham's point of view, we can see the Rapid Vienna aren't really going to step up more than what they're doing now. They're going to pick off any loose possession and try and do something with it. So this game is still West Ham's to increase their lead, and it's still West Ham's to lose, you feel?
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing, that it is a game that is sort of begging for an error to be capitalised on from either side, and Rapid Vienna are really, I think, trying to play off the counter-attack at the moment. It's not really going their way at this moment in time, as we see some great sort of chanting from Rapid Vienna in the stands to try and get behind their players. They just need one ball to fall their way and suddenly they're through, but you wouldn't really say Areola's been overly tested so far.
No, he hasn't. There's been a couple of efforts on target, but they've been pretty much P-rollers straight at the goalkeeper. He's not really had to make a diving save as yet, not had to deal with too many crosses either. And as Will mentioned, a really nice party atmosphere in that Rapid Vienna away, and now certainly much better to see than the unsavoury scenes we saw after the West Ham goal in the first half. Bit of a battle for it in midfield. Declan Rice stabs the ball back towards his own goal and almost came out like a good ball there to Kelvin Arase. It's Diop that puts it out for a throw, but Rapid Vienna have gained some territory in the meantime. It is going to be a throw on down the right-hand side. Emmanuel Iwu waiting to take this one, gets it in towards Fontas. Now the ball spread over towards the left-hand side. Space here for Ullman. Puts it onto his right, then onto his left. Being closed down here by Yarmolenko. Still trying to turn away from Yarmolenko and Noble. Still trying to go alone. He goes down. I don't think he was ever looking for a penalty anyway. I think he knows he lost his balance. Ball cleared up towards the halfway line. Antonio trying to get a nod onto that one. Doesn't quite get there, and Benrahma is just marked well by Emmanuel Iwu, who puts the ball out for a throw.
It just goes to show that how quickly a great bit of individual play can turn into awful play. He does so well to hold on to it in a tight area, Max Ullman, but he holds on to the ball far too long. He's got plenty of chances to release it to the likes of Erkan Kara and Christoph Nassmüllner, who were begging for the ball to be released, but Ullman tried to go alone, and like you say, he tried a bit of a fancy skill, but immediately threw himself to the floor under minimal contact, and it was never going to go his way.
Never going to go his way, and there's going to be a free kick here to West Ham, and are we going to see a second yellow card here for a Rapid Vienna player? It's Leo Gremel, who's still trying to argue the toss with this decision. Wry smile on the face of Tobias Stieler, our referee, and Gremel becomes the second Rapid Vienna player to go in the book.
The way this game is going, I feel like every single player from Rapid Vienna is going to pick up a yellow card before Kevin Wimmer does. This time I think Leo Gremel was probably the next player behind Wimmer that is probably deserving of a yellow card. He's also had a few fouls not go his way. That one was very much an accumulation of fouls eventually causing the yellow card. But it's a position you can't really say they're going to go from it, go for goal from here, but it's a brilliant place for a decent delivery to be whipped in.
It really is. It's almost level with the edge of the area, about 18 yards out, whipped in by Yarmolenko. Dawson jumping for it, but his header goes a long way wide. He was always straining to get that one, really, and the ball goes out of play for a goal kick, as we can see the replay now. Dawson, you can't say he was being marked particularly well. Emmanuel Iwu was doing his best just to try and be a nuisance at the very least. Double substitution being readied here. Triple substitution being ready. Didn't quite see the third player. He was just hidden by one of the coaches. But certainly looking at what David Moyes is thinking about there, we definitely saw, just trying to see, it was the Argentinian players just literally...
So it was Lanzini.
Lanzini, thank you very much. Lanzini was one player getting ready to come on. And I think it was Jared Bowen was the other one. So certainly two attacking players getting ready for West Ham, Lanzini and Bowen. We're also waiting to see a third change as well.
I believe it was Thomas Souček. That was the other
Souček
one.
as well. So it looks like a real remodelling of the midfield there for David Moyes. We'll see who the changes are, who will be going off in just a moment. But in the meantime, it's Rapid Vienna in possession here. Ball with... Grahovac goes squared towards Iwu on the right-hand side. Iwu's ball towards the edge of the area. Oh, he's overhit that one by some weight. Goes straight out for a goal kick, and you're absolutely right. It is Thomas Souček, Manuel Lanzini and Jared Bowen who are getting ready to come on here for West Ham United. Kevin Nolan just giving Souček his last bits of instruction there. And if we had to sort of name three players... Potentially Vlasic has been the quietest of the attacking players. Potentially Noble, and trying to think of who the third player might be to go off.
I mean, the only player I can think of that may come off is Andrei Yarmolenko, because he's been in the wars over the course of this game, so it might be a case that they might just try and preserve him for another fixture. But I think realistically, either him or Benrahma, I don't think could complain about going off. Yes, Benrahma has played well in regards to his direct running, but he has gifted possession back to Rapid Vienna on a few occasions.
He has on a couple of occasions, and that's something that David Moyes may be considering as well. But so far, the ball is in play. West Ham are on the attack down the right-hand side. Yarmolenko laying this off for Johnson. Johnson's ball into the box. Just half a header, you could say, really, from Vlasic. Couldn't turn it towards goal. Ball still alive down the left-hand side as Cresswell plays the ball on the overlap to Rice. Rice cuts it back. Picked up here now by Vlasic, who tees it up for Noble. Noble with the strike. It looks like his own teammate Antonio charged that down. Rice trying to get the second ball, but he's not able to, and now potentially a chance for a counter. But that one is put to bed straight away by a good sliding challenge there from Craig Dawson.
Yes, there was an important tackle as well by Dawson, as we see replay of that effort by Noble. It was actually blocked by Kevin Wimmer in the end. It may have rebounded off of Wimmer and then off of Antonio. It was a nice effort all the same by Mark Noble, who just couldn't quite get the desired power and accuracy on it to beat the defence and beat the goalkeeper, as Lucas Alario has made it 3-0 now to Bayer Leverkusen against Celtic, and I think that game is basically all but over in that
all
one.
But over, yeah. Problems for Celtic at the start of this season. Looks like, oh goodness, maybe we're going to have to get our... we're going to have to make scribbles all over our match notes now, because it looks like Rapid Vienna are going to make a triple change themselves. So we'll just wait for confirmation as to which team is doing what first. It looks like it's visitors first here. So we are going to see Erkan Kara. He's going to be going off the field to be replaced by Gruhl. So Kara is off to be replaced by Gruhl. Looks like we're going to see the number 32. Kita Gava, he's going to be coming on for Fontas. Kita Gava for Fontas, and the final change, just waiting to see who it is that's going to be taken off. So we can see it's Stojkovic, looks like he's on as well, the number 22. He looks like he's more of a midfielder though, so we'll just wait to see who he's come on for. As the TV pictures we're getting are trying to keep up with all these changes as well. But meantime, it is going to be a change for West Ham. It's Mikhail Antonio off, Jared Bowen to replace him. I'm not surprised. We know what Mikhail Antonio can do, and he's needed for Premier League duty, of course, at the weekend. So Jared Bowen is on to replace him. And Nikola Vlasic is off. Looks like it will be Manuel Lanzini to come on in his place. Lanzini on for Vlasic. The final change, we did say as well, there was a third change for West Ham, Thomas Souček, and he's come on for Mark Noble. So it'll make 3 changes that make sense from David Moyes there.
Yeah, it does make sense. And I'll say 2 out of 3 isn't too bad for us as well.
Yeah, I'll take that all day long. Yeah.
So yeah, it's changes that we come to expect, and we really should have predicted that Antonio would have been brought off, considering he's the only recognised striker in the entire West Ham squad. So he is going to be wrapped up in cotton wool for the fixtures to come, as we're still waiting for confirmation in regards to what that final Rapid Vienna change is.
Absolutely, we're scanning all sorts of online portals now to get that information to you, but the main thing is that West Ham have got a great chance here as the ball goes through the middle. Bowen is there. The goalkeeper came out and just did enough to put him off. I didn't see a flag go up, so it may well be that that would have stood had Bowen actually got on the end of that one. But that was a great chance for West Ham, who still need this second goal just to put this game to bed, as Noble now, as Rice, I should say, colliding there. Is going to be, I thought it might have been a free kick there to Rapid Vienna, but the home side back in possession here now with Thomas Souček. Over towards Yarmolenko, who despite having a tackle, you can see David Moyes frustrated there with his arms up, saying, "Get that ball out towards Yarmolenko towards Cresswell." It took him a little while, but David Moyes eventually applauding it.
Yes, and that's the key word, eventually. And he wasn't happy for the vast majority there, but then I think eventually saw what his players were aiming for and decided to accept it. I think I have now seen that Stojkovic has gone into the centre of defence. I think he's come on for Leo Greimel in the centre there, as Wimmer picks it up on the left-hand side. So it's a mixture of attack, midfield and defence changes for Rapid Vienna. So changes all across the field.
Absolutely, yes. So it's Kitagawa is going to play on that left-hand side. Marco Gruhl is going to play through the middle up front, and it looks as though, as what Will mentioned, that Stojkovic is going to go into that defence. I thought that Wimmer might have been going off just to save him getting a booking, but West Ham haven't really bedded down since those changes. There's more possession for Rapid Vienna in these last couple of minutes, albeit it's all in central midfield, a long way from Alphonse Areola's goal. Ball now played back towards Iwu. And it looks as though Iwu's gone into the middle of into the centre-back role, and now the substitute, we can hear Stojkovic is playing on that right-hand side, and there we can see the ball cleared back into midfield. Quickly scooped up by Grahovac, as Rapid Vienna still keep the move alive. Here's Ullman now down the left-hand side, lifts that one into the box, but that's catching practice for Areola.
Yes, and Ariola can warm up his hands a little bit more after not really doing anything over the course of this game. It's a simple ball for him to claim. He's under very little, if any, pressure after that cross in by Ullmann. And now that Ankara is off the field, they have lost a little bit of height and physicality up front. Not saying that Marco Gruhl isn't a physical striker. He does offer that as well going forward, but not to the same extent as Kara.
It may well be that Dimitar Kabauer is also reckoning that there's not going to be too much physical play because they're not getting much possession. So if they can get a quick striker up there to try and just upset the two big centre-backs, that might be the way to go. In any case, whether it's a big striker or a little striker, they need to get the ball further up the field. There's still not enough attacking possession here for Rapid Vienna. But the worry for West Ham is that in the last 5 minutes, the home side have struggled to get on the ball.
Yes, they really have at this moment in time. They've lost, obviously, Antonio. Looks like Jared Bowen is playing in that essential striker role. But Vienna just increasing in confidence and increasing in possession as they got an opportunity here.
They do, and it's Arasta gets forward. He gets to the edge of the area. His strike is charged down, and then it's Issa Diop that brings the ball forward for West Ham. But the pass almost deflected off Yarmolenko into the path of a rival teammate. It does get through, though, towards Jared Bowen. Now it's with Benrahma down the left-hand side. Being well marked, though, by Stojkovic, having to go back into his own half. Issa Diop now playing it square to Dawson, and Dawson's ball over the top. Does it get through to Yarmolenko? No, it doesn't. It's back into possession with Rapid Vienna. Iwu there is brought down, and it will be a free kick to Rapid Vienna. Taken quickly. Ullmann off down the left-hand side. Been closed down there by Bowen and by Yarmolenko as well. West Ham, that's got to be the first remit for West Ham to try and press us high up the field to maybe force an error from Rapid Vienna.
Yeah, they can't afford to sit back and allow the Austrians a lot of possession, because it will give them the opportunity to just inch their way up the field and maybe test out Ariola more and more. They want to keep this as comfortable as possible, and now that they've got these fresh legs on, they need to press high up the field in order just to tire out this Rapid Vienna side, who, as they get more and more possession, they are, I wouldn't say they're looking incredibly dangerous, but like I mentioned before, they just need one through ball behind this defence, and suddenly they've got an opportunity. Get
a goal from anything, can't you? A simple error can lead to a goal, and that's something that West Ham have got to be very wary of. They're just backing off a little bit now, David Moyes' side, and despite making changes that should signal to the players coming on and the players already on the field that this is an attacking change with Lanzini, Bowen and Souček on, but it's not really worked out for West Ham so far. They look a little bit disjointed now as they're trying to get back into possession. A ball down the left-hand side doesn't quite get through to Ullmann, and it's Johnson now trying to clear the ball. He wins his side, a throw-on as well down the right-hand side. Despite Rapid Vienna seeing a lot of the ball in the last 5 minutes, overall in this game, West Ham is still seeing 62% possession to Rapid Vienna's 38.
Yeah, so I think it's that long ball football in the first half which hasn't helped that stat for the Austrians, despite a considerable improvement in this second half. West Ham, they can probably afford to sit back for the majority of the second half and still have the majority of the possession, just in the sense that they're really not being troubled, as a long throw by Johnson is dealt with by Rapid Vienna, but then Johnson hooks it high into the air. He does, and there's still a loose ball there potentially for Lanzini to try and chase down, but Kevin Wimmer is there first. He plays it square to Arase, who then goes back to his goalkeeper. So we're at the three-quarter mark in this game. West Ham still lead Rapid Vienna by a goal to nil. It will be Will Maxwell to take us through to full-time. Yeah, thank you very much, Paul. As Tottenham Hotspur now 3-1 up against Mura at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. They felt the need to bring on some of the big guns after going to 2-1. Heung-min Son, Lucas and Harry Kane have all come onto the field of play, and it is that man, Kane, who has got the goal there to maybe just shore things up for the Whites in North London, as we have possession for Rapid Vienna on the left-hand side in Nas Mulner. Picked up towards the right now with Filip Stojkovic, being held up well by Declan Rice, who's taken the captain's armband now that Mark Noble has exited the field of play. Declan Rice has bundled over Stojkovic. It will be a free kick for Rapid Vienna, just inside the West Ham half. Now Petrovic will turn away and find Nasmulner again. Back it goes towards Kevin Wimmer. Bit of space maybe for Marco Gruhl. Away from Yarmolenko. Goes back now towards Wimmer, who threads it down the line for Max Ullmann, who's got space to move into, not really being pressurised by a man in claret and blue. He's off towards Gruhl, 1-2 with the captain, Grajovic, and then goes down, and it is going to be a penalty. Like, as Paul mentioned, it was a lazy leg in the area by Ben Johnson, who's protesting his innocence. I don't really think he's got much of a leg to stand on there, as Declan Rice also argues with the referee, Tobias Stieler. It was a wonderful 1-2, and it was Marco Gruhl that broke into the area, and Johnson...
Yeah, well, I tell you what, Ben Johnson's right. Ben Johnson says we don't even need to censor him because he's not swearing. He just keeps saying, I didn't touch him, and I tell you what, I don't think he did.
No, looking at the replay there, it does look like he has grazed the ball at the very least, but I don't think he has touched the man at all. So VAR will surely have a look at this.
I would like to think so. I think that it was a clumsy challenge from Johnson. There's no doubt about that, but he doesn't make any contact with the man. It was almost like Ullmann could see that foot and he goes, I hope it does clip me so I can go down and the penalty will be given. And so far the penalty, it has been given. It's whether or not VAR wants to change their mind, whether they want Tobias Stieler to see this himself, or whether they'll just tell him himself to either allow the penalty or to cancel it.
I mean, if he does cancel the penalty, will Marco Gruhl go into the referee's notebook for simulation or not?
That's a good question, that. I think it's... we'll see. I mean, so far Ben Johnson is still trying to argue. The referee is now taking the ball off... he's speaking to Gruhl. And he's still... But this is... Referee is now going to have to see this himself. What frustrates me with VAR is that the ref spends 2 minutes on the field telling every player to calm down. Look, we're going to check it, and then he runs over to check it himself. Why not just run over and check it straight away? It seems pointless trying to calm down 20 footballers who say it's the right or the wrong decision. It's never going to happen anyway. It's the referee's time would be much better used just to see this replay. But we both think that if he sees this, he probably will cancel it, won't he?
I can only imagine. So I think it all depends on the angle that he is given, because in the initial camera angle here, we both thought it was a penalty.
This one's quite telling though, because Johnson has his foot up, he doesn't make contact with Gruhl, and then Gruhl loses his footing straight after. So I'm just wondering if that's what VAR are thinking about as well.
Yeah, so it's having a lot of replays at the moment. The referee trying to work out if this is going to be given. The more you look at the replays, the more you wonder how much of the ball Johnson gets. And, well, I'm not sure if there's like a trailing leg, as the referee has cancelled out the penalty. It will not stand. He's making his way back onto the field of play.
And it's the right decision. It is the right
decision.
We both thought it was a penalty when we saw it live, and then we both realised once we'd seen the replay that it wasn't a penalty, and it's absolutely the right decision. And it's going to be I think just a drop ball here with the ball given back to Areola. And we can see the West Ham faithful enjoyed that very much, because they're very vocal, the Rapid Vienna fans this season, so they're probably celebrating that penalty decision like it was a goal, and suddenly it turns out that it's no goal, so they would have been very disappointed. Meanwhile, a fourth substitution, and it's Jonas Oa getting ready to come on.
Yes, it is, and it looks like it's going to be Max Ullmann on the left-hand side who is being replaced to... I think he's been one of the better players for... Yeah,
he has, absolutely, yeah. He's had a good game this evening, seen a lot of the ball, been active in defence and trying to get active in attack as well.
Yes, he's offered a great deal for his side, but I can only imagine the amount of running he's done over the course of the 73 minutes he's been on the field has just taken its toll, and he is now just slightly too tired to continue, so it will be Jonas Oya who is onto the field of play, as Rapid Vienna have possession with Stojkovic on this right-hand side, finding Arras, who is held up by Aaron Cresswell. Rather threw himself to the floor after being held up by the number 3, but he will win a free kick for his troubles, as West Ham will match substitutions 4 for 4, as Pablo Fornals is stripped and ready to come on. And when you look at the members of the midfield who are yet to come off, you're probably thinking Benrahma or Yarmolenko that's being replaced.
Yes, I would have thought so. I can't see why Rice would go off here. He's just that linchpin, isn't he, to try and hold that defensive midfield together. Yarmolenko and Benrahma. Benrahma perhaps had a quieter game than Yarmolenko, but then Yarmolenko has been in the wars a little bit more as well. So I think you're absolutely right. It's going to be one of those two players. We'll wait and see. In the meantime, it's going to be a booking here on Farissa Diop for clattering into his man, and he's quite unlucky when you consider how many fouls Wimmer's got away with this evening.
He really is. Yeah, he's just trying to beat Gruel in the air. I think it's the leading arm catching the side of the face is what gets the yellow card. It looked like a very sore bit of contact, quite a heavy bit of contact to the side of the face, and that, especially in what looks like quite cold, wet weather in London, it's going to take its toll on Marco Gruel. It is going to be Andrei Yarmolenko who is being replaced as well for West Ham United, and Pablo Fornals coming on to replace him.
Yeah, Pablo Fornals on the field now for West Ham, who's had a couple of excellent performances already for them this season. And he'll be looking to try and cement his place as high up David Moyes' list as possible. It's a competitive squad for West Ham now, with quite a few players fighting for every position.
Yes, definitely. Well, maybe not in the sense for Mikel Antonio, as there literally is no other striker.
No other striker, and he's doing a great job as well.
Exactly, as Stojkovic's ball down the line is well blocked by Pablo Fornals, who is unable to keep the ball in play. It will be a throw-in for Rapid Vienna, midway inside their own half. Stojkovic looks for support, can only go back towards his goalkeeper in Paul Gartler, who we haven't really seen a great deal of in this second half, hasn't really been tested by this West Ham attack. Stojkovic getting the ball back from his goalkeeper and plays a 1-2 with Dejan Petrovic. Then it's spread towards Aras on the right-hand side. Aras will give it back towards Stojkovic. Now it's with Iwu. It looks like Iwu's actually gone into the centre of defence, and Stojkovic has moved towards the right-hand side now. May have actually gone to a back three with Wimmer on the left, as Aras goes back towards Stojkovic again. Stojkovic will aim for Gruel, who flicks it on, intending for the run of Petrovic. Cleared away by Cresswell. Header on by Wimmer, be won by Johnson. Bit of head tennis between the two sides. Header again, this time by the captain, Srđan Gravic. Then knocks it down for Nasmulna. Wimmer towards Kitagawa, we haven't seen a great deal of since he's come onto the field of play. He loses possession for his side, but then manages to tackle back on Ben Johnson, but only sends the ball out for a throw-in for West Ham, just inside the Rapid Vienna half. As we see the Rapid Vienna manager, Dietmar Kurbauer, having more words with his staff, as Jared Bowen breaks down the right-hand side, goes down clutching his right leg. I think it was a very well-timed tackle there by Emmanuel Iwu personally. Bowen is still down. Don't think he's going to get any sympathy from the referee nor the Rapid Vienna players. I doubt they're going to want to put the ball out of play, considering they are only a goal behind, as the ball by Wimmer is poor, trying to find Kitagawa, put out of play again by Ben Johnson. Bowen is now onto his feet as we see a replay. Jared Bowen tried to utilise his pace, and yeah, it's just a very well-timed tackle by Iwu.
It's excellent because he's able to get the ball cleanly. The man does go down, but a chance now for Rapid Vienna at the other end with Grohl down the left-hand side, challenged by Souček, out for a throw, but this is close to the penalty area now.
Yes, it is, and they've got a throw-in in line with the penalty area, which is taken quickly by Kitagawa. It's a poor return pass, though, by Petrovic. Ben Johnson's there to mop up, and he's won a throw-in for his troubles as well, Ben Johnson. Although he's very deep inside his own half, and it looks like Rapid Vienna are going to make their final substitution. I initially thought it was Alex Kral of West Ham with the hair, but it's not, as we struggle to see the number of the man who is coming on. Of course, we'll let you know once it is confirmed to us, and he does enter the field of play. I can only imagine it's going to be an attacking substitution with 12 minutes to go.
You would have thought so. They've got nothing to defend here, Rapid Vienna. They've seen more of the ball in the second half, but still very little to show for it. Nearly all of it is still in midfield, with no work really for Areola.
Now as Iwu goes back towards his goalkeeper, Gartler, pressurised by Lanzini, spreads it now towards Kevin Wimmer, gets away from Bowen, plays a 1-2 with Nasmulna, and then finds Areola. Once again, sorry, Gartler, I should say. Plays a 1-2 with Stojkovic, pressurised high up the field by Lanzini. His long ball is going to be headed on by Declan Rice. Can't find Souček. The volley, though, is poor by Dejan Petrovic, who can't find the run of Koya Kitagawa. It'll go out of play for a throw-in for West Ham, just inside their own half. Still no signs of David Moyes making a fifth substitution at this moment, as Cresswell looks to take this throw-in. Goes down the line for Said Benrahma. Now with Declan Rice. Manages to hammer the ball away from Petrovic and finds Ben Johnson, who took it wonderfully well on the chest, and will set off Fornals. Fornals towards Bowen. This could be an opportunity here for West Ham United. Jared Bowen looking to take on Wimmer. Support in the area, tries to thread it through towards Fornals. A vital clearance by Iwu. Ben Johnson mops up once again, though, for West Ham. Back heel to Bowen. Force backwards, tries to find Fornals again, intercepted by Szczerbakowicz, but Fornals wins it back once more. Supporting Johnson to his right, has no other support though and is pressurised high up the field by Szczerbakowicz, goes back towards Dawson. Dawson pokes it through towards Souček. Souček finds Lanzini, who can't find a man in claret and blue, and Rapid Vienna can look to hold on to possession and just slow down proceedings. It's not the same composure that we're seeing from West Ham going forward. They're rushing things.
They are just rushing it a little bit, and it's just looking a little bit more disjointed. The scoreline is still in West Ham's favour. They could have easily conceded a penalty. Rightly, the decision was reversed that it shouldn't be a penalty, but it just shows how tentative this lead is here for West Ham, and they've got to try and do something here. They've got a chance now with the ball threaded through here, potentially for Jared Bowen. There's no offside. Bowen is bumped into by the goalkeeper. Still a chance, and he blazes it over. How on earth are West Ham not 2-0 up now? I stepped into Will's commentary there just as that ball was threaded through to Jared Bowen, but goodness me, Will, how is it not 2-0? The West Ham fans behind that goal cannot believe it.
No, most West Ham fans have their heads in their hands, and I join them there. It's a wonderful through ball from Pablo Fornals from the outside the boot to find Jared Bowen, who tries to round the goalkeeper, runs into both him and Kevin Wimmer, and then he just gets his foot underneath the ball and it sails over. He needs to do better there.
I'll tell you what, to our listeners, to try and describe that, if anyone saw what, it's not identical, if anyone saw what Longstaff did for Newcastle away at Watford at the weekend, where he had an open goal and just scooped the ball over the bar. I mean, this was from a slightly different angle, but there is a similarity to it. Bowen had the whole goal to aim at and just rushed the shot completely.
Yes, it was very, very poor from Jared Bowen. I can confirm that the fifth change has now been made for Rapid Vienna. Dejan Petrovic has come off, and it's Robert Ljubicic who has come onto the field of play as the final change.
That seems like a like-for-like central midfield swap, so he hasn't tried to overload that attack too much, just wants a fresh midfielder in the centre of the park now.
Yes, he does. Maybe just to offer a bit more legs and fitness to keep the running going, as there is still time for an equaliser. And Ljubicic gets his first touch to find Kitagawa, whose return ball towards Gruel is poor, cleared away. Picks up now, though, by Iwu. The ball back towards the goalkeeper, had to be quick off his line in order to get on the end of it. It was a bit of a hospital ball, if we're being honest, as Nasmulner plays it down the line. Gruel will try and force the issue on Craig Dawson, who beats him for pace and goes back towards Areola again. Areola thumping it long. Headed away by Iwu. It'll be a bit of head tennis as Rice finds Fornals and knocked down towards Benrahma, back towards Pablo Fornals, who will mop up and go back towards Cresswell on this left-hand side. 1-2 with Rice. Fornals, Cresswell, Rice again. David Moyes looks frustrated with the passing play of West Ham. Ljubicic now can break forward for Rapid Vienna, taking on Declan Rice. Cuts away from the England international, but Rice has wonderfully well to tackle back. Here is Declan Rice. Cresswell will chip it down the line, intending for the run of Fornals. It's overhit and misplaced, out of play for a throw-in. And there will be a chance for Rapid Vienna to pick up proceedings again as we see another replay of Jared Bowen and his efforts. He takes a touch to set himself as well. He's got no excuse for missing it in that way.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have to rush. He doesn't have to swipe at it as quickly as he did. Just needed a little bit more composure now as Ljubicic, the substitute, has his first touch of the ball. Rapid Vienna in possession on the halfway line.
Yes, and he rolls it through the legs of Jared Bowen as well. Wonderful play there by Ljubicic, trying to find Kitagawa. It's intercepted by Declan Rice as Lanzini turns away from Kitagawa and then finds Jared Bowen. He's tackled well by Kevin Wimmer. Then Ben Johnson hammers the ball away, trying to find Benrahma, who gets a flick onto it but can't find a man in claret and blue. It remains West Ham United 1, Rapid Vienna 0. Around 83.5 minutes gone in this one, listening to unofficial off-tube studio commentary. And latest scores in the other games on our service is Celtic 0, Bayer Leverkusen 3, and Tottenham Hotspur are now 4-1 up against Mura in their game in the Conference League. Harry Kane getting his second goal of the night when he's sealing victory for Spurs in that one. This game is still very much up for grabs as Bowen beats his man in the air for the header but can't direct it towards a teammate. Goes out of play for a throw-in. There's a lot of tense faces in the London Stadium. There
is, and there should be, because this game is not done by any stretch, although Areola's watching the play from a long way away. He's not having to make too many saves, but the fact is that his players having to chase after the ball. Rapid Vienna a little bit slow in trying to get forward, but because it's only 1-0, one good ball down the line, one long ball into the box, and all of a sudden West Ham could be under pressure. And here's a chance now down the left-hand side as Rapid Vienna is still trying to put the pressure on.
Yeah, so it was a nasty collision between Jared Bowen and Jonas Oyer. Bowen has hit the deck. I think he's got a bit of a dead leg there, but they'll have to play with 10 men for the time being. It's meant there's space on this left-hand side for Oyer to utilise. Who gets a dangerous cross in. It's a decent delivery, but yet again, no one attacking the post in order to get on the end of it. This time it's Rapid Vienna who are on the end of a wonderful ball, but no one making a commitment in order to get towards that near post. Bowen is back onto his feet, but hobbling a little bit. It did look like a sore collision between the two players, but he is going to be okay to continue as Areola looks to spread it towards the far side. Not a great ball at all there by the Frenchman. It's going to be headed on by Gruhl to find Oyer, who gets away from Souček with ease and turns away from Ben Johnson, and will find Kevin Wimmer now. Back to Oyer on the left-hand side. It's all Rapid Vienna at the end of this one. Wimmer towards Nasmulna. Plenty of space for Stojkovic on this right-hand side. They're throwing more and more people forward. The cross in towards Lubicic, headed away by Issa Diop. Will it be picked up by a West Ham man? It will in Lanzini, who just couldn't quite bring it back into his stride. The possession is beginning to get closer and closer. It's only 56% now for West Ham United as Lubicic tries to force the issue on Issa Diop. Issa Diop doing wonderfully well. Shepherd the ball out of play for a goal kick. It was vital defending there by the Frenchman. But with around 4 minutes to go, plus any added on time for stoppages, see Rapid Vienna maybe getting 1-2 at most chances.
Absolutely. I think that from Rapid Vienna's point of view, they've had, as you said, that the possession stats have been getting closer. Still West Ham, which just shows you that West Ham really did have a big advantage at one stage because Rapid Vienna had all the ball in the last 5 or so minutes, and the possession stat is still in West Ham's favour, and still no real work for Areola. So by the end of this match, I think that Dietmar Kubar, I think, will be disappointed that his side just couldn't convert all that possession into something more dangerous.
In the game featuring Tottenham Hotspur, Harry Kane came on in the 59th minute, and it's taken a little under half an hour for him to get a hat-trick in that one. So it's now Tottenham Hotspur 5, Miura 1. That game all but over, as is the one between Celtic and Bayer Leverkusen. But this one's still very much up for grabs as Aaron Cresswell goes towards the corner flag and holds off Arras and has been tackled by Kelvin Arras. It will be a throw-in for West Ham deep inside the Rapid Vienna half, and that is where they need to keep the ball, need to keep the pressure away from their area as Fornals is watched by 3 Rapid Vienna players. Then Kelvin Arras picks it up, stumbles over his own feet, and then Lanzini loses out. Lubicic to Stojkovic, and now the captain Srđan Gravic will bring the ball forward, finding Iwu, watched by Benrahma. Wimmer lays it off towards Jonas Oyer. Back it goes towards Wimmer once again. Down the line intended for Marco Gruhl. It's a heavy tackle by Craig Dawson, but it's a fair one. He came in hard, but got around the man, got the ball, just letting him know where he was. It's definitely fair, but it's a hard landing as well for Marco Gruhl. And it's good to see that Dawson has still got that concentration despite there being a few minutes remaining. The
concentration, and as you said, the other thing is just to show that little bit of intensity to his teammates. He got up and sort of almost applauded that himself, saying, come on, boys, wake up. We still need to get the job done here. We've got 2 minutes before we get into injury time. And West Ham still have one more change, in theory, if they want to make it.
Yes, they do. With only 2 minutes remaining, you wonder if David Moyes is going to bother making that change. He might rue his mistakes if he doesn't, and Rapid Vienna go on to get that equaliser as they continue to press and aim for. Gruhl finds Oyer, gets across it towards Kitagawa. Important clearance by Dawson. It'll roll all the way out for a throw-in line with the penalty area for Rapid Vienna. Here is Gravic now towards Marco Gruhl on the edge of the area, just on the corner on the left-hand side. Poor pass intercepted by Bowen. He loses out and Gruhl picks it up again. It's going to be tipped away by Thomas Souček. Corner kick for Rapid Vienna. Not long now until we find out how much added time is shown at the end of this one. And with the set piece right at the end, it needs a good delivery.
Oh, it needs a good delivery, and they've worked so hard at Rapid Vienna just to keep the ball. Haven't had too many set pieces, so the delivery here is crucial. West Ham really have to be on their toes.
Yes, it's a dangerous ball in towards Iwu. It's Jared Bowen who gets his head onto it. The diminutive figure, Jared Bowen. And Stojkovic's pass is incredibly poor. Trying to find Jonas Oyer, goes straight out of play for a throw-in. It's a gift for West Ham to take, and they will look just to run down this clock. Rapid Vienna fans still look to be in full voice in the away end of the London Stadium, doing their best to get behind their side. After unsavoury scenes in the first half, look to have behaved themselves ever since. and they are really looking to create a raucous atmosphere in the London Stadium as Ben Johnson makes the throw towards Jared Bowen, who loses out. Gruhl is then tackled by Souček, but keeps the ball in play. Gravic can't. It will be a throw-in now for West Ham United. Just under 15 seconds remain of the 90 minutes. And Johnson will take this throw. Again, goes short towards Jared Bowen, whose volleyed pass is easily cut out by Robert Ljubicic. But then poor play by Kelvin Arras gives possession straight back. 5 minutes of added time at the end of this one. I can only imagine it's for the mounds of substitutes.
Well, you say that. Well, yeah, I suppose so. But then we saw triple substitutions, which pretty much all happened at once. And I do think mind you, the VAR check was a long one.
The
VAR check was a long one, so I suppose we could easily add 2.5 minutes just for that. And then there'll be another minute or two for other stoppages and then the substitution. So 4 or 5 minutes, I think, is probably about right. Just means that West Ham have a little bit more time to focus here as Ljubicic goes on the run, and it's a great run as well.
Yeah, wonderful play to get away from Rice and from Fornals, and he'll go for goal from long range, just blocked by Issa Diop. And not only did he take the spin and pace off the ball, it falls kindly to Alphonse Areola as well. I think Ljubicic there just knew he'd made good ground going forward and just thought, well, he's done enough at this point. I might as well go for goal from long range and hope it goes in.
Well, it's the story, unfortunately, from Rapid Vienna's point of view. West Ham will be very pleased about this, but unfortunately, from Rapid's point of view, they've done this all night where they've worked very hard to get the ball into an attacking position, and then the player with the ball just rushes his shot when really he should be looking for a pass. Same with Ljubicic there. After that great run, he probably wanted to finish the move off himself, but he should have looked to try and pass to a teammate. West Ham in possession now, deep in their own half. Long clearance here from Johnson.
Yeah, he's trying to set off Jared Bowen, who takes it well. It's been pulled back now by Vimmer, and it's great quick feet by Jared Bowen. He's appealing for a free kick, which initially wasn't given by the linesman. It has been given, though, by the referee. So a chance for the clock just to be run down even further. Initially, there was a pull by Kevin Vimmer. That could have easily been given for a foul.
Well, it could have been given for a foul, and then another pull from Kevin Vimmer. I mean, how he's not got a booking this evening is really beyond me. Seems like we've sort of picked on him, but we really haven't. That must be 7 or 8 fouls from Kevin Vimmer. Even if every one of them was just a gentle nudge, just an accumulation alone which should lead to a yellow now, really.
Yes, I feel sorry for anyone that's placed a bet on Vimmer to be booked, because it does not seem to be going your way at this moment in time as we wait for this ball to be whipped into the area. Not many people have gone forward, as you would expect. They've taken the free kick short just to hold on to possession. Bowen going back towards Johnson, now with Craig Dawson. They've played around 2 minutes of this added time. Still got 3 to go. Ball spread towards Fornals on the left-hand side. Chested down towards Lanzini. Fornals picks it up again. Support. Will looks to go for goal, though, by Fornals. Plenty of pace and fizz behind that effort. And to force Paul Gartler to get 2 strong hands to it to palm it away for a corner.
It's a good save from Gartler, who's had very little to do in the last 15 minutes or so, borrowing that one effort from Bowen. But this was a really good save. Gets strong hands to it. Short corner now between Benrahma and Declan Rice, out for a throw after a block there from Ljubicic.
Can confirm it has finished at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Finished Tottenham 5, Mura 1. We're still waiting on the full-time whistle to go between Celtic and Bayer Leverkusen, as we just have another replay of that effort by Pablo Fornals, which stung the hands of the goalkeeper. Aaron Kressel looking to take this throw in for the Hammers, finding Pablo Fornals. Benrahma gets away from Iwu, support in Bowen, goes back towards Thomas Souček, who may go from long range, and does. It's blocked by Iwu, but he can't divert it away from goal, and it'll go out for another corner kick, which you'll imagine is not going to get whipped into the area, and they're just going to maybe hold this up towards as close to the corner as they feel necessary.
I think so. I think that this is a decent effort from Souček. He puts his laces through it. He gets a good contact with it, but it looked like it was swerving wide. It was probably a bit of a bonus that West Ham got a corner from that, and they're now just waiting to take it, but no surprise, it's just a short corner.
Short corner to Ben Johnson, who holds off Marco Gruhl. Loses out, though, to the Rapid Vienna striker, who then eventually releases Nas Mulner. Kitagawa can't hold on to it. Declan Rice fits it through towards Jared Bowen. There's plenty of space on the left-hand side if it can be found. Benrahma takes off the toe of Fornals. Said Benrahma will look to place it. Oh, it's a lovely, cute finish by the Algerian Said Benrahma to seal victory for the Hammers. It looked for all the world that he completely ruined the attack by taking off the toes of Pablo Fornals. He took his time and didn't bother using his laces, saw where the gap was, and just passed it into the bottom corner.
He did, and I just wonder if the goalkeeper was unsighted, because he never seemed to be that far away from it, the goalkeeper there, Paul Gartler. But perfect timing from West Ham with a minute of injury time still to play, the game is done and dusted. They are 2-0 up. They're going to be getting 3 points from the game this evening. Bowen feeds the ball with Fornals, was the one who's meant to get the pass, but I suppose from Benrahma's point of view, he's going to take the ball off the toe of his own teammate. He has to make sure he does something with it, and he really did.
Yes, he very much did. It was not only was it a wonderful finish, but it was a vitally important one as well to seal victory and basically put this game as a contest to the sword. And for a man who's been in wonderful form since the start of this campaign, is looking to continue with his rich vein of attacking prowess and goal-scoring form, as well as we now have played the full 5 minutes of added time. Maybe one more added on for the goal, you'd imagine, no more, no less.
Not sure that if we even need to get a full minute now, considering that the score is what it is. Even if Rapid Vienna were to score from here, then it wouldn't happen, but I think the referee's had enough anyway.
He has had enough. The final whistle has been blown, and West Ham have arguably survived a scare here. They've managed to see off a determined Rapid Vienna side by 2-0, and we will see you in the next one.